the abundance coach who's actually broke. This is a YouTube channel, which I really like. It's a guy, his name's Caleb Hammer. He's a personal finance channel, basically, and he does these episodes with people and goes through their expenses and their finances and tells them what to change. And that's where we meet Rachel.
Rachel Justine, and I'm 27. I'm based out of Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do for a living in Austin, Texas?
My main thing is I am a spiritual coach.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
How does that go?
How does that go?
Like therapy or?
It's not therapy. It's a hybrid between online coaching, online courses, and yeah, and also now that things are opening back up, I'm doing in-person things, and it's
I could not find her social media. I could not find her website. I looked fairly extensively today for it.
Hybrid of like yoga, meditation, life coaching, upliftment, and essentially guiding people into feeling good and fulfillment in their life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how successful are you in this?
Not. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had a lot of shifts in the last few years that really changed my life and made going for this my dream and my passion. And so, yeah, it's a continual journey. And of course, there's ups.
And I got this information from the other video, but she said in 2020, she was a full-blown alcoholic and addict from her own admission. So it's now 2023. So within 3 years, she went from that, and she was already going to Tony Robbins and things before she got herself clean. And then now she's already ready to teach other people how to live an amazing life. It just seems to me like a very fast track. And especially for her to make this much money, allegedly, seems like shocking to me, but okay.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. I'm curious about a down right now. Talking about passions, do you have a passion for credit card debt?
This is kind of crazy. I don't think I got my first credit card until like 2 years ago.
This was all within the last 2 years? This
Yes.
wasn't even built up. Go on.
Yeah, so I hadn't had the experience with credit cards at all. Mm-hmm. And because of the nature of my work, I didn't understand there was like different seasons of the work, and there were times of making more and then making less. So it became this.
You didn't do like market research into this industry before you decided this is what we're doing full time?
Not in the sense of like, I just saw coaches who were just constantly making, $40K months and
$40,000 a month? That'd be nice.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's like every coach I follow on Instagram basically claims to have six-figure months, $10,000 a month in revenue at the minimum. Do I believe all of them? No, I don't. Do I believe some of them? Maybe, but I also think that they're scamming people and they're actually not providing any value whatsoever. And so people are just getting scammed and getting embarrassed and just like, leaving. That's the story I hear a lot, is like, I spent $3,000, I spent $7,000, and I was so embarrassed that the course was like, baby stuff, that I just, cut my losses, and now I'm on the snark side of things. Again, she's almost delusional in the opposite sense, that all these coaches make $40,000 a month, that my, $6,000 a month life coaching business is a failure. It's like, what are you talking about? That's, again, super successful.
Yeah. So that's where the head was at. My head was at.
And how much you bring in a month?
It varies.
Average. Give me an average. Let's work with an average here.
A low month could be anywhere from $2,000-$3,000.
Okay.
To
high to me.
An average is, I would say, $6,500.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
$6,500. Yeah.
That's your average? That's not your high? That's your average?
That's an average.
Okay, $6,500. Fantastic. What's the complaint about that?
I agree.
For how long have you been doing this full time?
In the last few years.
Okay, so a couple of years bringing personal business to pretty much $80,000 a year. People would love that. I mean, you're $5,000 over the median household income in Austin. and well above the median in the United States. And it's just you.
Yeah.
Why are we in this debt in the first place? We haven't even talked about it. We'll go into it, but why? $80,000 a year.
Why?
Well, yeah, why are you in this debt? Why'd you get into it? Why are you not out of it? What is happening?
That's a question. I mean, it's on my vision board to have all my debts be cleared. So,
Okay.
Red flag number 1. Who cares that you have it on your vision board to get rid of your debt? It doesn't work like that. Despite what all these fake gurus, and I say fake guru, I don't even like the term fake guru because it insinuates that there is a real guru. I don't think gurus exist. I think if someone has expertise that makes them a professional person, I think the word guru is something that we should eliminate, at least in the westernized way that we use it to, like, oh, a fashion guru, oh, a computer science guru. Like, okay, enough. We've saturated the word. It's meaningless now.
that's where, yeah, I didn't really understand the nature of having like a credit card. So I started making more money than I ever had in the last 2 years from this.
From this when? When did that start? Making more money than
I ever have made. It started like 2020, like spring 2020. Yeah. And
credit card debt started 19, 18, 2020?
Same. Yeah. Like I didn't get my credit card until after I started making this. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. How much is in your checking account right now? I cannot see that on here. What's in your checking account?
Over 4,000.
4,000. Okay, I am happy with that. That's awesome. $4,000.
To me, that's a lot also.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in here is just mostly paying off, well, not paying off cards, but paying towards cards. And you do it in a very interesting way. We have like a mobile payment here of $60 and a Spotify subscription, then a mobile payment of $60. And then we're Venmoing out $2,100. What the heck is that? What are we doing?
That's my rent.
Your portion?
Yes. I live alone.
Oh, so that's your landlord? You
Yeah.
pay your landlord via, okay.
Yeah.
Because that $6,500 is pre-tax, which we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, so for those people asking about the checking account stuff, this whole concept, his whole channel is doing these financial audits. So she signed up for this to get a financial audit by this guy who does this on his channel. So she's aware that he's going to ask these types of questions. She printed out all of her financials for him to look at. So it's something that she's wanting, just FYI. This guy's not just like, hey, come on my show and talk about your life. And then he's asking her for her checking information.
And then corporate filings, LLC. I think I understand that now with the business and stuff. So, okay. And then we're spending money at Starbucks and we're Venmoing out the dollar. And then again, here come the mobile payments again. We have $100. We have $60. We have $60. We have $50. We have check card ARC My Chart $100. Okay. I don't like that $100 went to something that you can't think of, but okay, we'll continue with a mobile payment of $50. Mobile payment of $50.
Let's skip ahead. So it says, it's called Terrible with Her Money.
Used to making that much money. And so I went from before, like always, just barely getting by. And then when I had money start coming in and on top of that, when I got my first credit card, it was like, oh, now I have this money and now I don't even need to spend this money. I can spend this credit card money. And then it was like, it just felt really good. And so it was, and then wanting to live in a mindset of abundance. So it's like, I want to buy.
Why? Why live in a mindset of abundance?
Because it feels good.
Oh, because it feels good. I'm glad we're doing things that feel good instead of just smart. Okay. That makes sense. So as a spiritual coach,
I gotta say, I agree with him 100%. It's like when people say that, like, live in a spirit of abundance, it's like that is such a privileged mindset to be in, that only if you cannot relate to the average struggle of everyone trying to just survive could you even say that with a straight face. Live in a state of abundance, or again, delusional or lying. Those are like the three options.
do you know that mindset is complete bull and has put you in a bad position? The mindset that you just explained, not your whole spiritual thing, but the mindset of abundance, and it feels good to spend money. Bullshit. it's hurting you. Do you agree?
Well, I think now, like in retrospect,
The thing is, with a lot of these spiritual coaches, it does focus on money so heavily in all of their marketing and all of their conversations. That's what brings people in, is the promise that if you just believe enough, you'll make money for yourself and to support your family, which is obviously a lie and a scam. But for him to say like, well, your whole spiritual thing's fine, but your money mindset is wrong. That's the same thing. I don't think he understands the business and how all these grifts work. That's why I think she's pushing back and by saying like, well, I can't not believe that because then my whole premise is broken.
I can see where there were things, now after being in this more financial tight spot, which I haven't experienced in the last 2.5 years, because of the increasing debt and because of having a slowdown month, whereas usually I had more money because I was paying less on my credit cards. I had more money, and then I, was running out, and then I started to, I went through everything, and I actually canceled so much stuff, like subscriptions. And I was just realizing, I didn't think I could do that. I thought after it was like ego deflating to be like, I guess I don't need to go to see like the most expensive hairstylist, or I don't need to go get a blowout, or
again, that mindset, if you really think about the larger picture, if you zoom out from your own life for just half a second, you would think that, okay, so if I believe that people who don't get a blowout, an expensive hair care, those people don't care about themselves. So everyone trying to live within their means and work at jobs that aren't online biz coaches, they all hate themselves. You have to believe that to be able to believe this genuinely. But I don't think that the people take that minute to go, okay, does this match the world at large? They keep you focused on yourself, and you create your universe and you create your reality. So you don't think about anyone else or how this flawed mindset may not apply to your neighbor or to everyone else in the world. And that's how they keep you stuck into the tunnel vision.
Felt really good.
Your lifestyle just inflated with that money, but it overinflated. And now you're in a position where you're financially to be very clear, but we're going to hopefully find ways out of it. But the taxes, that's all we've talked about so far. And we haven't even gotten into the credit card debt. We haven't even gotten into the car debt. We haven't even gotten into you not having an emergency fund, being able to survive.
Okay, so let's skip ahead because now they're going to talk about credit card debt. She's in a lot of credit card debt. That's kind of obvious.
Are you in a place where you should be giving that kind of advice to people if you can't even stop yourself from something as basic as spending?
Well, I don't give people financial advice.
I know, not financial advice, but life advice. If you can't even take control of your own misbehavior, should you be giving advice to other people?
Well, I think maybe not financial, but
life advice. You're not taking control of your life. And finances, whether we like it or not, is a huge part of our life. But this is a part of your life. And you cannot control your spending. You just admitted so. So should you, in fact, be giving advice to other people if you cannot control an aspect of your life that is clearly wrong?
I kind of agree 100%. If you want to teach someone a yoga class, of course. If you want to teach someone how to meditate, no problem. If you're going to tell someone how to show up in the world, as they say, look at me using the wordage with the verbiage, especially when she's probably using her own testimony of making money and supporting herself as the reason why you should trust her with the coaching. So I have to, I know it's mean too. I agree with him. It's a little offensive, but someone's got to say it, She showed up for the show. It's her fault for going.
I'm definitely willing to shift it.
You're spending? Good. Why haven't you, though?
Well, I have in the sense the last month in December, I had to cut back on things.
You didn't cut back on anything. We just went through all this.
I cut back on things that you're not seeing now.
Oh, dude, no. This has to stop, and that's why these are all maxed out. This Capital One, what did we do here? Some mastermind.com for $47, and Hive Labs, dolls kill and Honest Mary's, Michael's stores, and no, Trader Joe's is fine, but
Trader Joe's is fine.
Honest Mary's, well, it's not fine this on a credit card because you're spending money on a card that's pretty much maxed out. That makes no sense. You're doing it in your checking account. But either way, at least it was a grocery store and not Honest Mary's for the 53rd time. So, what does real cutting back look like? No Honest Mary's. You know you can't afford to go out, right? You know you can't afford to buy any designer clothes. You know you cannot afford to go to anything but great clubs. You know you cannot afford to go out to eat at all, right? To be very clear, not a single time.
I'm speechless.
How many hours a day are you working?
It depends. And now I'm doing more things now.
Give me average.
An average?
How many days or hours a day are you working?
5.
Then you don't have time. That's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, I'm digging into you, but that's dumb. That's dumb, and you need to know that's dumb. That's why I'm being rough. 5 hours a day? Oh, poor me. I'm working 5 hours a day and I can't cook. What do you mean it saves you time? Are you taking out from Honest Mary's every day? Or do you go and eat there?
I take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's a thing. But 5 hours a day working, you can, congratulations, cook. You can. There are 19 more hours.
The part that makes me laugh is because if manifestation worked, she's living it. She's doing the masterminds. She did the Tony Robbins UPW from her own, account. She is living in abundance. She has a $2,100 a month apartment. She is driving a nice car. She's meditating daily. She's doing yoga. She's doing ClassPass. She's taking care of herself. She's got clients. She's making money. Okay, so she should be totally having those $40,000 months like they claim, because her alignment is top tier. She's only working 5 hours a day, so she is prioritizing her self-care. I'm imagining she's prioritizing her health and her wellness, so she should be rewarded by the universe. And yet here we are, she's in major credit card debt. And it's honestly because she's looking at people who have support from their spouse that they're not talking about, or support from their parents, or a trust fund from somewhere, or a settlement from an accident they had 10 years ago. I don't know, but they have money from somewhere, and people who say that they don't are lying. Or they're like the 0.1% where it worked for some reason, but it's not the norm.
For them to sleep 10 more hours. We can't make a bowl of mac and cheese in 10 hours? Put chicken in the oven in 10 hours? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Are you understanding this? Or are you going to try to justify it? You got to give me something here. I'm just talking to a wall.
Well, because I like to eat that's part of my spiritual life, is eating, very healthy and
then
organic.
Buy some romaine fucking lettuce from H-E-B. I don't care. Sorry, continue. I interrupted.
It costs more to eat healthy.
Yes.
Even if at the grocery store,
but
it
not
really
as
does.
much as you are spending. You don't have to get the top of the line organic crap to be healthy.
I think it would take just some open-mindedness or seeing what else is possible for shopping. How to save and shop.
Do we need to go on a shopping trip? We might need to go on a shopping trip.
Oh my god!
Let me know if you guys need a bonus episode of us going on a shopping trip. Guess what?
I watch.
On that last one, that Capital One card, $1,136 of interest. That is money you lost this last year. Last year, over $1,000 gone from your life. 1.5% of your income gone. Because you're just carrying an almost maxed out balance on there. You have $14,457 of basically maxed out credit cards.
And it doesn't make sense because they're looking at the last 2 years. She said she started in 2020. On average, she makes $80,000 a year. Okay, so they add up all her expenses, her astronomical rent, her high car payment, all of that. She still has $3,500 a month left over according to her own calculations. So it's and she didn't save anything for taxes. I don't know where the mess up is, but I don't think she's bringing in as much as she says.
Yeah. I didn't know that about the interest. like over a year.
Then I am very glad you're here today, so you at least know that. Hopefully that is a wake-up call. You have to actually commit to it of not going out to eat. We are not going to festivals or vacations or crap. We're not getting clothes. You have to go hard. If you just half-ass this thing, you're going to stretch it out to decades. And this is going to hold you back, and you'll never be in a place of financial success. Because guess what? We haven't even talked about the world of investing yet, and you're not even allowed to think about that until you're out of these terrible debts. Your thoughts?
So no investing.
Not right now.
Pay down the debt first.
The interest rates far outweigh the potential returns you can get in your investments.
Selling my car, that seems crazy.
You could work like crazy for a year and a half.
For another, yeah.
This just comes down to basic math. It's as simple as that. I'm not putting your emotions into this because at this point it doesn't matter. Math wins.
Yeah.
She's not convinced.
I mean, the goal, I think, is increasing the income.
That'll help, but you can't have fun either.
Okay.
Increasing income just to have more fun. No, that doesn't work. You want to cut down the time you're not having fun by increasing the income.
Cut down all fun.
Yeah. It's a temporary sacrifice. You'll be 28 when you can get back to all that stuff, or 29, depending what path you go down. And then you get to live a fantastic life, a controlled life this time, where you're not going into credit card debt and spending all your money every time you get a cent and touching your savings. But that's, again, we're far off from that. One thing that's critical in this, you need to get a budgeting app of any kind, or keep a spreadsheet, or use cash in envelopes, and we can talk about that afterwards if you have questions on that. But you need to, these items that we talked about in your budget need to be strict. You do not spend a single cent over what we talked about, so that you're actually able to put the money necessary towards the debts we talked about. It's not fun. It's not fun, but it's the consequences of the actions that you have done. And it is the dark tunnel before the incredible rest of the decades of your life, where you get a nice, new, paid-for car at some point. You get to live in a nice apartment or house because you don't have to worry about all these minimum payments that are just eating you up. You get to invest a good proportion of your income, and congratulations, at some point you get to actually retire and not have to worry about freaking working. But this path right now, that's never even a possibility in the future if you continue down this path and don't address the root cause now.
I'm actually going to work to increase my income outside of my the business that I'm already running. I can definitely do that. I have time to do that. I also have like a willingness to do that, to increase the income. And I feel like I'm willing to limit my eating out.
Why? If you know how bad this is, why not actually do what's necessary?
I feel like if I'm in a pinch, and I need, like, if I'm working more and I fill my schedule.
Your pinch. Meal prep. Meal prep, and there'll never be a pinch. Continue. Well, you talked about raising your income.
Yes.
Bad news. That is not the issue here. You have a fantastic income, $80,000 a year. Great. You're spending. You're not willing to cut back is the problem. You're addressing the wrong issue. You're not getting to the core cause of this problem. Well, I'll tell you. Well, actually, before that, tell me about your investments. Where do you have in what? How much?
I have investments in Robinhood.
How much?
Right now, over $2,500.
Can I see it? What?
Oh, now it's down. 1,900.
Well, yeah, the markets are down. 1,900. Okay.
Poor girl.
Where are we in?
I like his assertiveness, where he's like, "What?" Like, I want to be more like that with people when they say something like, and you can tell that they're uncomfortable with it. Instead of moving on, like, I'll just move on to the next thing because I'm trying to not have them be uncomfortable. Just say, "What?" Assertively. I think that's a great quality that I need to work on.
I want to see your position specifically. Fun fact, congratulations. Sell all of this right now. Pay off that top credit card. Yes, It doesn't matter. The returns you're going to get on that's not even close to the 1 billion% interest rate you have on this credit card. The math doesn't work. Sell, pay. Sell, pay. You yourself in the past. Take accountability. Pay it off.
Really?
Yep. Yes.
That makes me like nervous because I mean, it's down. Should I wait? I'm like thinking, you know,
It doesn't matter at this point. That's
up?
not that much money. That is not going to make or break your retirement. If it was something massive, we'd think about it. But that can pay off a card today and get this snowball rolling and get rid of these minimum monthly payments quicker. This cuts your monthly thing by 1.
Right.
Just by doing that. Do it.
What about the taxes that come out of it?
You're down. You'll be able to tax loss harvest. You'll be able to claim some of the losses.
I didn't know that. So that is a great tip that I learned through watching this video, is that if you lose money, you could potentially actually get a little bit back from your loss. You could, I don't know how, I'd have to watch something on how to do that, but I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I think, here's my 2 cents on this issue. He's not understanding because he's not a spiritual guru, like, you know, person who watches this crap all the time, I'm assuming. I think why she's so hesitant to get rid of her investments, even though financially it does not make any sense, it's because of the mindset. She's growing, she's increasing her wealth by having an investment account versus paying off her debt is dealing with the negativity that exists in her life, which is this stress. And in reality, you know, for her situation, if she was, someone said that was like, reminds her of Paris Hilton. If she was Paris Hilton, yeah, none of these problems would exist. But because she was born into the life that she is, I'm assuming she doesn't have like, you know, a huge sum of money somewhere hiding. Maybe she does, and I don't know. But it seems like she's on her own, which a lot of people are. It's like, because you're in that situation, yes, you do have to deal with it. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But as I've come to learn through life is not fair whatsoever. I think she just wants to have the mindset of, well, I'm growing my investments, and it's like all about the abundance. If she's paying off debts, that's just not an abundance, that's a scarcity mindset, is what she thinks. And if she starts to address it, then she's actually going to be forced to be more scarce.
You've gained $90. You'll pay like 15% on $90. The taxes should not be a part of this conversation.
No.
Yeah, you'll pay it, but that's not a make or break for this.
It's not to pay the taxes on that.
On $90.
No.
You're going to pay like $12 in taxes.
To pay down a credit card, which I'll save the interest on.
Yeah, this one you're losing $41.99 in interest on a monthly basis. It's not even comparable. What other investments do you have?
Bitcoin.
How much?
Well, I invested over 3,000, but right now it's down
to we've recently had a bounce.
Yeah, it started to go up, which is good.
Yeah, what's it at?
1,888.
Cool. Sell it.
What?
Put it towards the next car. Yep.
This could go up.
It could.
It's over 3,000 I invested.
It could. I'll tell you what, 100% will happen no matter what. These credit cards will keep killing you. Doesn't matter. Get back into that bullshit if you want to in the future. Right now, you are taking care of your past sins. You f***ed up. Take care of it. Be an adult. Take out all this money unless it's in like a Roth IRA or tax advantage deferred account. This makes no sense right now. You don't need this. Dude, I am so about investing, you have no idea. But the interest rate on these credit cards do not mathematically justify being.
This is how people, like I said, who have no idea about spiritual life coaches and the mindset of abundance feel. And when you're in it, you're like, no, you just don't get it. Like, the universe listens to my thoughts. And people are like, what the are you talking about? I used to, like, when I was all into this, people that like worked in finance, got like master's degrees in finance, I would tell them, no, I am going to invest in myself. That's what Tony Robbins said in a interview one time. So I actually am the creator of my own universe. Like, how embarrassing. I can't even face these people anymore that I used to like talk to about my financial situation, which has improved greatly since then. But back then I was like in credit card debt as well. And it's like, you are so brainwashed. And I shouldn't say you. I always do that when I'm talking about myself. I was so brainwashed by this whole industry, by all these people who are lying through their teeth at you about how successful they are. And it's funny to hear someone's perspective dealing with the issue without even knowing what they're actually interacting with. It's interesting.
You're almost 2 cards done, but the other cards are just higher balances. Okay? Will you do that? Will you be an adult? Will you act like you're 27 years old and not 13?
I'm willing to sell Robinhood.
What the?
And I'm willing to sell the 440.
Why not Bitcoin?
Because it's going to go back up.
No, you don't know that.
I do.
You do not know that. Nobody knows that.
That's where faith comes in.
Okay, well, you're gambling. Like, I do have money in Bitcoin, and I hope it goes up. I do not know.
Source told me that Bitcoin was going up. They also told me that 6 months ago when I invested, but they meant like in 2 years it's going to go up. So I'm going to hold.
Anything. You do not know anything. One thing I know for a fact, these credit cards are killing you. Okay, so here's what I think is actually going to happen. This is what I think. I'm going to be a little rude for a second, then I'll give you the final word. But this is what I think is actually going to happen. I think you're not going to cut back on food. You might do it for like a week because you have a fire lit under your butt, and then you'll see this video. You're like, okay, cool. So you'll cut back a little, and then you'll just continue going hard. You'll pay off $400 on a credit card, and then you'll spend $450. These will continue to be maxed out. Your car, you're not going to sell it. You're not going to get rid of your crypto and stuff like that. This is continue to build. You're never going to be able to get to a place of wealth within the next 10 years as this goes out. Just for example, one credit card, if you just do the minimum monthly payments, 9 years on the $1,932 balance, with everything you'll pay a total of $4,561, and that's not even if you purchase any more stuff. So I think you're going to continue into a dark hole of not doing this unless you actually take responsibility and do the sacrifices necessarily. Unfortunately, that is where I think we will be, and that makes me incredibly sad. And I hope and pray that I am beyond wrong.
So the spiritual coach, who I cannot find her information anywhere, so I don't think she got any new business from this, which she probably would have, honestly. The right audience might see that video and go, I like her attitude, I want to be more like that, and hire her. But like I said, I could not find any evidence that it exists. So maybe she's a plant, maybe it's a bit. I don't think so. I think it's real, but I think she just maybe has her clients or something in person. I don't know. Should I start a financial channel? I feel like I could also do that. I will only go over spiritual people, or spiritual and life coaching and abundance coaching and, whatever coaching business you have, and we'll run the numbers, but you have to let me see everything, and we'll prove once and for all to the haters that you truly are a 7-figure earner, and not 7 figures meaning 0.0 cents. Because that's what I think they're doing. I make 7 figures a year, 7 figures a month. I make $1,000 plus 0 cents. Those are figures. I think that's how they justify it. But yeah, should I? I have no financial advice, but I think I could be a financial advice taker. I could ask people for financial advice and then watch my millions grow